Well, hello there, pile one. If you chose the, I think this is red mahogany obsidian. Yeah, I was gonna say red jasper, sorry, but this is red mahogany obsidian skull. This is your reading. And what we're gonna be finding out is what blocks to manifestation are keeping you from connecting with your future spouse, okay? So just FYI, this reading is going to be primarily about you, because it's, you know, you're the only one that can, I already got stuff coming up, and I don't even know why I'm shuffling, my bad. It's a kind of like a soothing thing for me, anyway. But, you're the only one that can work on removing your karmic blocks. Karmic blocks are largely, they're just really energetic blocks. They can originate in past lifetimes or, you know, this lifetime. And they also can permeate your life in ways where, like, one karmic block can block you in multiple areas of life. So whatever karmic block comes through today, not only could it be keeping you from your future spouse, it could also be keeping you from, you know, financial abundance, just feeling content in general, okay? It could be keeping you from physical health, you know, mental health, emotional health, all that kind of stuff. So karmic blocks are really a big deal, okay? And that's why I love doing these kinds of pick a card readings, because it's more than just information. It is healing on a very, very, very deep soul level. All right, so first we're gonna look at what karmic blocks are coming through. Specifically for, and these are your main karmic blocks. A lot of the times we have more than just one or two. We can have several karmic blocks, but I asked for the main one and two popped out for you. So you get more, you get a little bit more healing, okay? Pile one, so let's find out what that is. And here we've got the deactivated feminine. And I'll explain what these are in a minute. Don't pay attention to the word down there. It's for something completely different. And then the second block we have is you have a heart wall. Okay, so the deactivated feminine, and this is really common. Many of us have are too hyperactive in our masculine energy. We all are made up of masculine and feminine energies. It's just kind of like the law of polarity. And most of us, and we're supposed to be living in balance with, you know, these two energies in balance within us. But we've been programmed and conditioned to live in one energy over the other. And the vast majority of us are living in an overactive or hyperactive masculine energy, and this can cause us to I'm trying to think of how to say it in this instance specifically for you, because there's so much information on you know, balancing the two polarities within yourself. And maybe I should just, I think what I'm going to do, pile one, is link a video here for you in the comments underneath your timestamp, so you know, so you can watch something that'll give you more in depth about what the deactivated feminine, because that came up first. Like, that's the biggest block for you. And if you learn how to balance your masculine and your feminine energy, what you're going to end up doing is pretty much plowing through any other block that you have. And when you watch that the video that I'm going to link down below for you, you'll understand why, okay? And then what else came up for you is a heart wall. So a heart wall isn't like an energetic wall around your heart. And this energetic wall is built up of trapped emotions that have been accumulating pretty much since you were in the womb, okay? Trapped emotion is just trapped energy, largely because we haven't learned how to process emotions effectively, and so they get trapped inside our bodies, because instead of processing them, instead of feeling them, processing them, letting them go, things like that. We numb them out, we stuff them down, we avoid them, we run from them, and things like that. But the thing is just because we do those things doesn't mean that energy is going anywhere. What it's doing is it's getting trapped in our bodies. And I say bodies because we have more than just, we have the physical body, we have the emotional body, the spiritual body, the mental body, and then we have the etheric body. And so these emotions get trapped inside of our bodies, and a trapped emotion is an entity separate from a heart wall. So a heart wall pulls from all of these trapped emotions and then builds a wall around our heart in layers, okay? So I will tell you that a heart wall usually takes, it's a very step-by-step process, and you have to be able to pinpoint each layer and then remove it, one at a time. But I will tell you that if you don't know how to remove a heart wall, this is actually a service that I provide. I haven't really done it in a while because it takes a lot of work. I will tell you that if you learn how to balance your feminine and your masculine energies, a heart wall is something that will naturally over time start to dissolve, because part of activating your feminine energy is getting very in touch with your body and the energy that is inside your body, and then learning how to release that energy, which is, going to be your heart wall, trapped emotions, all that stuff, okay? All right, so, but I will tell you that a heart wall, that's an actual structure. That's an energetic structure in your body. That's going to keep you from being able to connect with not just yourself, but with other people outside of you. And it's an energetic signature. People can feel that, okay? People can feel that. And so if you're having a hard time manifesting anything, not just love, but manifesting financial abundance, manifesting anything good in your life, a heart wall is what's keeping that thing away, okay? And the reason why we have a heart wall is because at some point in time, that's just kind of, it's there because it's supposed to protect it. But the thing is, it's protecting it from feeling pain, loss, and all that stuff, but it's also preventing us from feeling the good feelings as well. And so it's keeping everything out. Okay, it's a very dysfunctional energy that is at work in your life in every single way. Okay, so now what we're going to do is look at the energy that the universe is wanting to boundaries. God. Okay, I laugh because boundaries is what replaces the wall, okay? I think of boundaries as fences. Boundaries we put into place in order to keep the bad ones out, but they still let the good ones in, okay? So the universe is wanting to come through to show you and to help you replace the heart wall with boundaries so that you can connect to yourself again. A heart wall blocks you from feeling the full depths of emotion, which disconnects you from yourself. It disconnects you from your higher self, disconnects you from your intuition, it disconnects you from your body. And then, so once you learn how to connect and live in your feminine energy, that teaches you right there how to connect to your body and how to connect to yourself, okay? So doing these two things together are really actually working on activating and living from your feminine energy and responding out of your feminine energy is naturally going to take care of a lot of the energetic imbalances that are in work in your life, okay? But boundaries, the universe is really wanting to highlight boundaries in your life. So letting you know that you don't need the wall. Boundaries will let you know which people are good for your heart and which people are bad for your heart. So your challenge, should you choose to accept it, pile one, is whether you are going to set boundaries and stick to them, okay? But this is like the main block that is keeping you from connecting to your future spouse. And if that is really something that you're wanting to experience in this lifetime, I highly, highly recommend that you start here at the deactivated feminine, all right? Okay, well that was quick. All right, so now what we're going to look at is how this energy has been most at work in your life, okay? This block. How has this block been most at work in your life? And we are using the Tarot of Dreams to discover that. And the name of the guy or the person, I'm guessing it's a guy, that created this deck is Ciro Marchetti. And I have like 3 of his decks. I have 4 of his decks. I got 3 tarot decks and a Lenormand deck. All right, so whoop, there's one. Got the King of Cups reversed. Show me how this energy, this block has been active or how it's been influencing pile 1's life. I want 4 more cards, please. Now that one wanted to jump out. Ooh, the 5 of Wands. Hold on, I got all kinds of cards wanting to come out. That's not what we're doing. No. Okay, hold on, pile 1. Give me a minute. Por favor. All right, how many cards? Okay, cool. So we got the, here, I'll put this down over here. Yeah, okay, so we have the King of Cups reversed. We've got the 6 of Wands reversed. We have the Wheel reversed. Holy moly, and then the Page of Cups. I need 1 more for pile 1, please. Deck and pull. Now we got Strength and reversed. Okay, so this particular block, or these 2 blocks, are very blocking. Like, duh. Of course they're very blocking. That's the whole point, right? But I mean, it really is. It's reflecting in this reading very much. Okay, so your masculine energy being too active in your life and being the energy through which you are primarily living life has been really messing up the mission that you came here to. How am I wanting to say it? You're here with the purpose, and being too hyperactive in your masculine energy it keeps veering you off course. It keeps, and because of that, it keeps you in a state of unpredictability. So it always seems like the tide is turning. Like, once you figure something out, it changes, right? And it feels like part of what you really, and it's all of us, part of what we seek is a sense of stability, a sense of security, a sense of comfort. Not always. I mean, there's, again, energies in balance, but part of what masculine energy does is it seeks to figure things out. It seeks to problem solve. It seeks to, primarily it seeks to fix things, to solve problems. And so part of that is always wanting to figure things out. And the problem is when you're hyper focusing on problems, if you know anything about the law of attraction, what you focus on grows. And so if you're constantly focusing on the problem, and you're constantly trying to figure out you're constantly trying to figure it out, that energy is being repeated and cast out into the universe. So what the universe is doing is it's sending to you more things to try to figure out, more things to try to fix, more things to try to find solutions to, if that makes any sense at all. And so it seems like right when you're about to break through to a victory, a pile of problems just lands on your lap. And remember, pile one, because this is a karmic energetic reading, and I told you in the beginning that, these blocks spill out into every area of life. Even though this is a reading that is telling you which block is keeping you from manifesting your future spouse, it's going to tell you what else it's blocking as well. Okay, that's what I love about doing these karmic block readings, is they are so healing in so many different ways. It's like one reading is going to heal multiple areas of your life. That's why I love doing these. But anyway, sorry. And it also seems to, like, this karmic block, really, like, there was a point in your life where you were fairly balanced, and this is most of us, but this is being reflected in the reading. So you were fairly balanced in your masculine and your feminine energy. Then you got to be like maybe preteens, maybe around puberty or something like that, and for whatever reason, that energy shifted and you got out of balance. And probably because that's how we're taught and raised that way. We get to a certain point where we're always told we have to be independent, we have to be independent, we have to hustle, we got to figure shit out, do, hustle, that kind of an energy. And that's where the problem started. And so you may be attracting people into your life who are very emotionally unstable. And maybe part of you being overactive in your masculinity, it is causing you to attract people into your life that are too overly hyper in their femininity, meaning they're just, they're tossed here and there by their emotions, they're emotionally immature, or they're emotionally just all over the place. And it can be quite draining for you, especially if you're someone who is, for the most part, maybe shut off from your emotions, especially with that heart wall coming through. So since you're cut off from your emotions and you're cut off from your, that part of yourself, if you're in contact with somebody who's nothing but emotions, like someone who is dominant in their feminine, too hyper dominant in their feminine energy, are going to be all emotions and very little logic, right? That's where the balance comes in. We need to have the mind-body connection where both are active. Like, we know when to shut one off and turn one on, and vice versa. And so because you are somebody who is hyperactive in your masculine energy, you may be attracting people who are hyperactive in their feminine energy. And this can be very draining for you. Very, very draining for you. And so balancing out and reactivating or activating your feminine energy and learning how to deactivate the masculine so you can balance the two out is really going to help shift things energetically, where you're going to be able to attract people into your life who aren't going to feel draining to you, and people who are going to feel very balanced to you, if that makes any sense at all. And strength reverse is kind of like a false sense of strength. And I think that's what, with hyper masculinity, and we're not talking about corrupt masculinity, that's a whole different thing. We're talking about our own inner masculinity, and the balance therein. There is no strength in being completely cut off from your body and your heart and your emotions. That's actually, it's a defense mechanism to keep us from being able to feel, because we don't know how to feel things out. We don't know how to process emotions. And so what we do, since we don't know how to deal with them, we just block them out. And that really is indicative of a heart wall. So you're kind of like, not only are you hyper masculine dominant, you completely blocked emotion from being able to surface. Because, you know, we were taught, a lot of us were taught that feelings were bad, feelings were weakness, you know, power through it, blah, blah, blah. But they didn't teach us and tell us, like, don't power through your feelings. You feel through your feelings and release through your feelings. That way they're not getting trapped and causing you to just become numb to everything that's going on around you. And also, an hyperactive masculine, you know, being overly active in your masculine paired with a heart wall can really cause a lot of self-sabotaging and addictive behaviors in our life. So if you're suffering from anything like, you know, food addiction, drug addiction, work addiction, sex addiction, anything in excess, getting your feminine energy in balance, and then that helping to balance out or remove a lot of the energetic imbalances in your life, is going to naturally take care of those things for you. Okay, let's see. What we're gonna look at, besides obviously the obvious answer for activating your feminine energy, or the obvious answer for a deactive feminine as a block is to activate the feminine. But I'm gonna see if there's any more advice that comes through as far as what you can do to help this block. We got mask, coffin. Let's get one more. That one wanted to jump. Oh, we got the owl. Oh, this is awesome. Okay, so you're being told to like literally drop the mask, burn the mask, destroy the mask, and then because that mask is covering the inherent wisdom that you are. So a mask is, and that is, a mask can be a byproduct of living in our masculinity, because, or I should say hyper masculinity, because there is no masculine and feminine energy. Neither one of them is inherently good or bad. They are what they are. They have their attributes and they have their values, and then, but each one can be too overly dominant, and that's where the dysfunction and, you know, the bad stuff can, or the negative stuff can seep in. And part of living too much in your masculine and being cut off from your feelings causes you to create a masked persona, because being cut off from yourself, having a heart wall, you tend to just kind of, that's like going through the motions, because you don't really know, since you're not feeling, or you're shoving it all down. And you could be someone like, you know, I used to be that way too. I mean, I was living, you know, in my hyperactive masculinity with a huge heart wall, and I had all kinds of feelings, and I was aware of what I was feeling, but I was not expressing them because I didn't know. I was like, if I let just a little bit of them out, they're just gonna explode. So it's like this this boiling undercurrent inside of me, which I employed all kinds of coping mechanisms and addictive behaviors to keep that boiling energy at bay. And then once I started learning how to balance those energies out, and, you know, releasing the different layers of that heart wall, got myself in touch with myself, and I was able, like this reading is telling you to do, to drop the mask, burn the mask, which left nothing but the inherent wisdom, the wisdom of the universe, the truth of the universe, and being able, and which brings with it peace, peace, balance, harmony, joy, you know, all those good things. It's like as soon as the heart wall is gone, the mask is dropped, and you are connected to who you are authentically, it's one of the most blissful occurrences you'll ever really have, especially if you've been cut off from that part of yourself for a really long time, because, you know, once the heart wall is gone, once you are in, you know, your feminine, it's like coming back home, because we were cut off from that part of us for such a long time. And so, you know, to feel joy, like real joy, after years, maybe even decades of not feeling it, it's, I mean, you literally, it could be something really small, but because you're feeling joy because of it, it's just like, it's such what's that word? The energy of joy compared to like the energy of shame, guilt, resentment, and stuff like that. The energy of joy is so potent, and so it's such a high frequency emotion. Even just a tiny bit of it will bring tears to your eyes, because your body is so used to not feeling it. So once you start feeling those emotions again, until your body gets used to it, you could be crying. You could be a cry bucket for a while, because it's just like, you know, you're coming home again. And it will take you a minute to reacclimate your body to the higher frequencies of these higher feeling emotions. And, you know, that's joy, that's peace, courage, you know, all the good stuff, right? Very good message for you guys. Gosh, that was amazing. All right, so let's look at, we're going to do a couple more. What am I? Oh, yeah. No, hold on. Where's it at? Here we go. All right, so let's get some messages from your higher self as to what to do, steps to take to kind of balance that back out again. So we got drop the mask, burn the mask. So basically what it's saying is, okay, yes, drop the mask and kill the inauthenticity, the inauthentic self that was born out of this mask, okay? And what's going to be left is wisdom, which is going to help you, pile one, with whatever questions you have. You know, any solutions. That's the cool part about activating your feminine and being in touch with, you know, the wisdom of the universe. You won't have to try to figure things out, because once you're connected with your higher self, which is connected to infinite wisdom, the truth of all things, you won't have to seek knowledge and truth. You'll have access to it, and you can tap into it anytime you want. All right, stop talking. Pile one, tell me, pile one, what steps can you take, please, to connect to your future spouse, bring you in alignment with your future spouse? I need 3 cards. 3 cards for pile one. Steps to take to align with future spouse, manifesting future spouse. And okay, I'm just gonna have to break the deck and pull that way, because I'm not getting any flippers, which is a lot of the reason why, you guys, I tend to shuffle ahead of time. So first we have Cat Spirit, claim your independence. We have Koi Fish Spirit, there is always enough. We also have Eagle Spirit, Spirit has your back. All right, beautiful messages all the way through. And so what this is saying is, you don't have to try to be independent, you just are. And part of, like, you know, resting in your feminine energy is not trying to insert independence. You just rest in the fact that you already are. You know, have you ever heard that that saying, and they compare it to, you know, does a chair try to be a chair? No, a chair just is. It doesn't try to support people. It just is a chair, and it automatically supports. And so, you know, you can claim your independence without trying to be independent or striving to be independent. And this could also be if you're someone who tends to be more on the codependent side, just realizing that everything you need is already within you. So if you're wanting love and connection, that's because you don't know how to love and connect to yourself, if that makes any sense. And so when you learn how to love and connect to yourself first, that's when all the good stuff starts. That's the foundation. Because then when you start loving and connecting to yourself, the universe will start bringing people into your life to mirror back to you the love that you have for yourself, okay? And then we got the koi fish spirit with there is always enough. This is real Empress energy in the tarot. So there is enough love. Like, you don't have to worry about missing out on your future spouse, okay? You don't have to worry about not having enough money. You don't have to worry about not having enough people in your life or anything. There's no reason to worry, because whatever it is you're wanting, whatever resources you believe you're lacking, there is more than enough. There is an abundance of it. If you believe that you are an expression of the universe itself, having an experience in a human body, that's going to open up all kinds of things for you. Like, then you'll know, like, well, if I am an expression of the creator itself, this universe, then why am I worrying about how am I going to pay rent next month? Or why am I worrying about whether or not I'm ever going to, find my divine counterpart? Why am I worried about that? It just, it completely just overhauls your sense of self in a good way. And then here with the eagle spirit, as far as spirit has your back, I love how an eagle, the way it soars. If you ever heard how an eagle, what an eagle will do, especially if it is, I think it's the eagle. Well, that's the thing that's coming to mind, so I'm just going to share it with you. The cool thing about an eagle is if it's being attacked by something, it will fly with whatever this thing is, just up, up, and up, and up. And I think it's a snake. It'll just, it'll increase its altitude as high as it can go. And then what ends up happening is whatever it is that's trying to attack it, it either can't hold on or it can't handle the pressure of where the eagle is taking it. And so it's either lacking oxygen, it can't handle the pressure, and so it has to let go. And then the eagle is free, and whatever was bothering it is just, it's gone, right? And so know that the universe has your back. So if there's anything at all that you feel that is coming against you, whether it is a person, a physical attack, a spiritual attack, a psychic attack, or anything like that, you keep your vibration high. That's part of, living with the heart wide open. And, being able to live in balanced and feminine, masculine energy, your vibration is going to be so high that lower vibrational things, and I'm talking about energies. So, people that vibrate too low, entities that vibrate too low, anything that vibrates low cannot stay in your arena. Because your power, your high energy, your powerful vibrational energy just destroys it. So it's either going to destroy it or it's going to repel it, okay? Very beautiful messages for you guys. I know I didn't pull a whole lot of cards, but that's usually how it goes in something like this. There's so much information that's coming through. I think we're already at 30 minutes, if not beyond. But I know that this reading is very, very healing. So again, I'm gonna leave the link to to explain more about masculine energy and masculine, feminine energies and stuff like that, so you can kind of know where to start. And then just know from there, once you start working that out, that is automatically, naturally going to rid yourself, all of your bodies of any imbalances, energetic imbalances, including the heart wall, okay? All right, pile one, that was your reading. I really hoped that it brought you healing. I hope it brought you closure if you needed it. I hope it brought you value. Definitely hope that it brought you value. And if it did, please do me a favor and smash that like button. Share, subscribe, comment if you feel led to do so. I value your guys' support and your feedback so much, and I definitely look forward to reading again for you very soon. Thanks, Pile 1. Bye. Well, hey there, Pile 2. If you chose the Caribbean Calcite Skull, this is your reading, and what we're going to be looking at is blocks to manifesting your future spouse, karmic blocks. So that's going to be karmic blocks, or they're energies that can originate in past life and current life, and they often will branch out. So whatever block is coming up that shows is the main block for manifesting your future spouse, often they seep in, they're like branches, they grow, that's like the roots, and they grow out and branch out to different areas of life. And so what we usually find when I'm doing these kinds of readings is I'll find the main block, because there's multiple blocks. So whatever block comes up, it's just one of the blocks. Usually when I'm working with clients and I'm doing this kind of work for them, it can take multiple sessions because there's multiple blocks that come up. But the root cause, the main block, can seep into different areas of life. And even one block being removed can, you know, a lot of people can feel a visceral, viable reaction. Like they just, you know, sometimes depending on the block, when it's released, when it's, you know, dissolved, they feel an instant change or some kind of a confirmation or something like that. It's really, really amazing. So we'll go ahead and get started on your reading. So the block that came through as the one that is most damaging or most challenging, keeping you and your future spouse, or keeping you from manifesting your future spouse, is what's called a soulmate contract. Don't pay attention to the word down here. That's for something entirely different. So this is not the kind of soulmate that you're thinking of. Whenever blocks and restrictions come up, it's usually because, well, not usually, it is because that block is having a negative effect in your life. And so more than likely, this soulmate contract is with someone that you knew in a past life. And so, let's see. I'm going to ask to see if, yeah, let's see, this soulmate contract originated in a past life of Pile 2. Yes, that is a yes for you, Pile 2. So this originated in a past life. So is this person currently incarnated with Pile 2 at this time? All right. Okay, Pile 2. So this block is, you obviously have a soulmate contract with someone. It originated in a past life, and the person that you had that soulmate contract with in that past life is currently incarnated in this lifetime. So let me ask if this person knows, Pile 2 knows this person. Okay, Pile 2, you know this person. Pile 2, it is a current or romantic partner. Okay, it's someone you're either having, okay, so this soulmate contract, negative soulmate contract with someone is someone you've had some kind of a romantic attachment to. Either you've had a relationship with them, you wanted a relationship with them, or you had a crush on them, or something like that. There is some kind of romantic feelings there. Your future spouse is not this person, okay? This person or this contract is what's blocking you from manifesting your real future spouse. All right, so and I will share with you how you can close that contract if you choose to do so. All right, this is all, it's all up to you. And then we will, you know, yeah, we'll move on in the reading. So let's find out what kind of energy the universe is wanting to send to you to kind of help you heal and close this contract. Pile 2. What energy is the universe wanting to support you with during this time? Not getting many flippers today for some reason, so I'll usually just have to cut the deck after a while. Yeah, I'm just going to cut the deck. All right, and you got nature's cycles. Okay, so this is kind of like, let's get a clarifier for that one. Nature's cycles. Definitely for healing, because malachite is a healing stone. And what's coming to mind is for everything, there is a reason and a season. Let's get one more supporting energy for pile 2, please. Let's flip them over, maybe that'll help. Whoop. All right, and what come up again, or this time, is transformation. Okay, so we got transformation, we got nature cycles and transformation. So nature cycles is very healing. It's wanting to, let's see if you can see those two if I keep them like that. Yep, perfect. Okay. That's just confirmation that the universe is wanting to aid you, wanting to support you and give you whatever energetic resources that you need, emotional, mental, spiritual, whatever, divine resources in order to close this contract with this person. Okay? And that's going to look like closing that contract means you're closing access to your life, to your heart, to your mind, to your spirit, to your soul from that person. Okay, and closing that contract. Now, this is not saying that you can't have any kind of relationship with this person, but they need, like, their access to your heart and to every part of you needs to be revoked, and they need to be cut off in that way. That doesn't say that you can't be friends or anything like that, and maybe you don't even want to be friends, and that's fine. But the universe is kind of coming through, especially with the malachite, because malachite is a very healing stone. If I had a piece up here, I'd show it to you, but it's kind of like a salve. That's like, you know, a healing balm that the energy, that the universe is wanting to kind of cover you with, because it can feel like leaving an open wound or even a gaping wound or a void in the soul when you remove someone whom you've had such a deeply embedded connection with, especially if it's been over, you know, lifetimes. So as far as we know, you've had at least 2 lifetimes with this person, a past life, at least 1 past life, and then the current life. So you could have had more. And so but in order for you to, like, progress on your path, on your soul path, this contract needs to be closed. And you know, the universe is bringing forth you know, support in terms of helping you to transform and helping you to really heal whatever pain might be left from removing this person out of your life. Okay? All right, so next what we're going to look at are what this block, or how this block has been manifesting and showing up in your life. And remember, it can span multiple many areas, not just, you know, not just one. So we're going to pull 5 cards and we're going to look at how this block has been affecting you in your everyday life? Pile 2, please. 5 cards. Oh, that's going to be too many. Palace of Coins. I'm hearing castles in the air. Or castles in the sky. I think that's a song, you guys. And here we have this 7 of Wands. And the Palace, so the castle in the sky is like what you wanted out of that contract. And okay, so I need to clarify, the soulmate contract was not made by your souls in the past life. There's a difference between a contract that your souls make in between incarnations. This contract was made during an incarnation, and it could very well have been one that was not in any way connected to, that had nothing to do with the real soul contract. Okay, let's see, we got the King of Wands reversed. That's the 4 of Wands, my bad. That's what happens when I start talking too much. Let's get one more card for pile 2, please. Thank you so much. Woo! Whoa, that's too many. One more card for pile 2, please. Two of Cups. All right, let's see. So you were definitely wanting happily ever after. That's, yeah. And you may have even believed that this person was like your twin flame or your actual like soulmate. And in a way, I mean, in a way they were a soulmate in terms of, you know, your two souls have followed each other because of this contract you made in a past life, but it's not what your higher self didn't create that contract, okay? Your higher self didn't and their higher self didn't. It was just a contract that was created while you were in human form living in 3D reality, really not knowing any better. And obviously you had a lot of dreams, a lot of hopes, and it's like you're really, and I mean, and it may even, if you actually had a full-fledged relationship with this person, it may have felt good, and it may have looked good on the outside. I mean, you may have had the castle in the sky even. You may have had what you thought you wanted, but there seems like, okay, so you may have had the nice house, you may have had the picket fence, you may have even have had the happy marriage, or at least the feeling of what that would feel like. But there was some struggle in having to maintain it with this person. And while there may have been some sense of harmony and celebration, something about it just didn't feel authentic, because it wasn't, okay? With the King of Wands reversed, it's like the King of Wands is supposed to be like the man, right? Or the person. Like kings in all the tarot, they're the, how you want to say that? You know, in terms of just starting out learning from student, you know, to from student to intern to practicing to master, The kings are the masters, right? And so when you have a king that's in reverse, it's almost like you're questioning your ability to really manifest what you wanted. Because here you have on the outside what you thought you wanted, but for some reason it's like, okay, I have what I want, but I'm having to kind of struggle to keep it. And the way that you achieve something is the way you're going to have to maintain it. And so this soulmate contract really kind of like, it was almost disillusioning, because you're like, I got everything that I thought I wanted. You know, even if this isn't someone that you lived with, it's like, I got everything I thought I wanted. This person, you know, on paper, on the outside, it might be very, you know, they might be very attractive. On the outside may look very loving, but it could be also that behind closed doors, things weren't as perfect as they appeared to be, even to you, okay? And we know why. It's because, you know, even if you didn't have a relationship with this person, their energy and just the energy of this contract in general is causing these feelings to kind of be there. And so if this is someone that you're questioning, like what would have happened had that relationship had a chance to, you know, manifest, develop, and flourish, this is kind of like the universe's way of letting you know it would have looked good on the outside, but something would have been missing. Okay, and that may actually have been something that you experienced with, you know, if you actually had a relationship with this person in your life. All right, but this person that you had a soulmate contract with is not your future spouse. Okay, I feel like I have to reiterate that. They're not the same person. Okay, next what we're going to look at is what you can do to close this contract, like what steps and actions you can take. And we're going to pull a few cards from two separate decks. This one is the Lenormand. Here we got Clouds. We have Compass. I need one more, please. Now I'll show these to you, sorry. We got Clouds. Let's make sure you can see those. I have to stand up. Clouds. We got Compass. Then I just need one more. Okay, I guess we got two. All right, so next we have, we got Whip. And then we got the Scythe. All right, wow. It's almost like, you know, you need to whip yourself back into shape and cut some stuff off. It's okay, so you have an inner compass, you have an inner guidance system that's kind of letting you know the real deal. But this contract is really clouding the truth. Like, if you have any questions piled too about which direction you're supposed to be going along your path, you have that innate knowing. The only thing is like you might be using, you may be consciously using this person or this contract with this person to kind of really obscure the path for you. Like the path should be really, really clear, but it's not, because this block is really clouding your perception, clouding your view, clouding your, you know, clouding your perception. And so the guidance is coming through. That's literally, it's like you need to whip yourself back into shape and then and cut this person off and close that contract. Cut access to that person that person has to you, even if this person hasn't done anything maliciously bad to you. The emotional attachment the mental attachment, the spiritual, energetic attachment that you have to this person is in itself a block that is keeping you from being able to really have, you know, the white picket fence, the castle in the sky, the fulfilling, wholesome marriage, right? Because you got 2 marriage cards coming out here. We have the 4 of Wands, which is another soulmate card, future spouse card, twin flame card, and then we have the 2 of Cups. And so, I mean, usually it's like you see 1111, that's like a twin flame number, soulmate, real soulmate number, future spouse number, and then you have 11 here, which is actually 2, but it looks like an 11. And so this connection, this attachment that you have to this person is keeping this from really developing in your life, okay? So pile 2, you may not have even, like, even though it says that you know this person in your life, I'm just going to leave the message there and just take what resonates. If the fact that you know this person in this life does not resonate, that's just letting you know that this energy is there and it needs to be closed, okay? And to watch out for, you know, false soulmates or negative soulmates, okay? Just be very careful about that energy. And then what you can do is we can close this contract out during this reading so that you don't have to worry about this person, if you haven't met them yet, manifesting in your life and you wasting time on them and them keeping you from your real future spouse, okay? Let's see, what are we going to do next? Let's look at more information, more guidance for pile 2 on what they can do to align to their true future spouse. Let's get 3 cards for pile 2. We got 1. We got Lizard Spirit, dream the world into being. Oops, how many is that? Way too many. And I'll show you this one. Lizard Spirit, dream the world into being. Yeah. All right, I'm just going to stand up. That way I can make sure you're seeing these. Let's get 2 more cards for pile 2, please. Let's cut the deck. We got Parrot Spirit. So it says to watch your words, and I'll elaborate on these in a minute. And then we have Frog Spirit, clear out the clutter. Yes, and that really resonates with the clouds in the Lenormand that I just put down here for you. Like this energy over here, this block is the clutter that needs to be cleared out. And so really what you're needing to do is, I love the lizard. It says dream the world into being. So you know, in order for this connection with your future spouse to really come through, you want to dream them into reality. You know, get very clear about how you want to feel in relationship with this person. How do you want to feel in this when you meet your future spouse? What things are you going to want to feel every single day? You know, are you going to want to feel safe, excited, turned on, things of that nature? You can, if you want to, I mean, get detailed about what they're going to look like as far as appearance goes, but I usually tell people to be very careful about that. You don't normally want to put a face on love. And just pay attention to how you want this person, how you want to feel in connection with this person. You know, if you want to feel turned on, you want to feel attracted to them, you want to feel safe and secure and all that stuff, that's what you want to manifest. And honestly, you'd be surprised the kinds of people that can bring out, that can make you feel that way. But be very careful about putting a face on love, okay? With Parrot Spirits, just really watch the words that you speak, because our words are like the vehicles through which we create and manifest. And so if you regularly have a habit of saying things like, you know, all the good ones are taken, you know, I can never find someone to be faithful or loyal to me or anything like that, or I don't deserve blah, 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 blah. You got to be very careful about what you're saying, okay? Because it's those words through which your reality is being created. And then if we already talked about frog spirit. I think, you guys, that is all the information. I think, hold on, give me a second. Let's see where we're at. 24. You know what? I'm going to pull something for you that I didn't do for pile 1, because pile 1 really kind of went over. So let's get some messages from your future spouse. What messages does pile 2's future spouse have for them? Whoop, we got 2. We got, is that coffin? No, that was, okay. We got coffin, and this actually, something similar came out for pile 1, but it's completely different context. So this says, endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, and transition. And so this is really, God, this goes back to, you know, cutting the contract, closing the contract with that person. And then we have karmic relationship, fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. Okay, so yeah, this is like kill that contract, terminate that access to you, let that block go. All right, let's get at least 3 more. So your future spouse is like, let this person go so that I can come to you. Oh, that one wanted to jump. Oh, paradise. It says happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. Okay, it's like, let this go so we can experience paradise together. This one says hand of cards, take a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing hand, and gambling. It's going to feel like that. They're like, take a chance. This seems, like I said, this probably seems like, oh, this probably seems like it's the thing, right? Like the tarot cards up here, what was showing for you up there. And it's like, no, that's not it. So take a gamble, take a chance. It says someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. Yeah. So your future spouse, like their energy, their soul, their higher self is really calling out to you. Really calling out to you. And so, I mean, this is for me, like if this was my reading, I'd be like, holy crap. Because if this were me, I would know who this was about. I'm like, oh, okay. Because, you know, hanging on to this relationship over here that we thought was the one. Some of you may even have been 100% sure this person was like a twin flame or something. And now you're finding out that no, that's more like a false twin flame. Your future spouse is telling you, let this person go, because they cannot manifest in your life until this energy is completely gone. Okay, gone from your heart, gone from your mind, gone from your energy. And your future spouse is excited to get things started with you in this lifetime. All right, pile 2, those were your messages. I really hope that it brought you value and entertainment, definitely. Something to look forward to. Healing also. I hope that it brought you some healing, closure if you needed it. If you did enjoy this message, please do me a favor and smash that like button. And comment, subscribe, share if you feel led to do so. I honor your guys' feedback. I honor your guys' support. And I'm so looking forward to reading again for you very soon, pile 2. Take care. Well, hello there, pile 3. If you chose the picture Jasper skull, this is your reading. And what we're going to be looking at today is what karmic blocks are keeping you from manifesting your future spouse. Okay, so karmic blocks manifesting. God, whatever. Today's one of those days, pile 3. You get what I'm talking about. All right, so karmic blocks, just for those who aren't really familiar with them, they're energetic. You can think of them as spiritual too, also if you want, but everything is really goes back to just being energy. And karmic blocks can originate in current lifetimes as well as past lifetimes. So, and you know, one karmic block often, will have an effect, a negative effect or a negative influence on multiple areas of life. And so what we're going to be looking at is the main block that is hindering the manifestation at this point in time. More than likely there are several blocks. It's not usually just one, but we're going to be taking care of the one that's the main block at this time. Okay. All right, so let's see what this block is. And we've got excess. Okay, so sorry, don't pay attention to this word down here. That's for something completely different. So the main block for you guys is just excess in general. So excess can be anything in excess. It could be an excess of worry, an excess of trying to figure things out. It could be an excess as far as like something addictive. Just excesses in general, okay? And we'll look at more, and maybe you have an addictive personality. That could be very much it too. It's like, you know, it's very hard for you to do anything in moderation, especially if you enjoy it. And part of, and this is a karmic block, and so, you know, this is something that is going to keep you from being able to manifest a healthy relationship with, you know, your future spouse, because your future spouse may very well be somebody who is very stable, someone who is very grounded, someone who may be very, very healthy. And so they may, with this block in place, this block could actually be repelling them, keeping them from finding their way to you. And it could very well be that if this person, if your future spouse met you while you're still, you know, carrying around the energy of this karmic block, may cause them to not notice you or realize who you are in their life. Okay, so we really need to make sure we get some more information about this block and remove it so that you and your future spouse can get together. All right, so first what we're going to look at is the energy that is that the universe is wanting to provide to you, to support you with. We get 2 cards. We sure did. We got channel. So we got the channel, and then the other one we got clarity. So the universe is wanting to channel some kind of clarity over to you. If you're having a really hard time figuring something out, like you're trying to gain clarity and maybe you're doing an excess of, so I feel like you're not possibly too connected to your higher self, or you're not too connected to your intuition, which could be very, very powerful. It could be, and maybe wants to be, your main source of guidance and inspiration. And because you're cut off from that part of yourself, you're turning to things outside of you, like this video, to provide that guidance and that clarity to you. It's almost like you're carrying around a huge magnifying glass and you're like playing detective because you're trying to figure something out within yourself. You just feel like, if I can find the key, the one missing thing is gonna like bring it all together. And the universe is really wanting to, and that's kind of like clogging. So it's like this channel between you and your higher self and your intuition. That channel is there. But this excessive seeking is outside of yourself, rather than seeking the connection with yourself, is really keeping that from happening. Literally everything that you could ever want to know, you already have access to. You don't need to seek outside of it for yourself. I mean, you know, everything has its place, but the universe is really wanting you to focus more inside and start learning to trust yourself. because you have access to all the answers you seek. Okay, pile 2. All right, next what we're going to look at is exactly how this block has been manifesting in your life, like how you've been experiencing the results of this block. And, we're going to be using the Tarot of Dreams from Ciro Marchetti to deliver those messages. And this reading is going to be primarily about you, pile 3. Am I going to say in pile 2? Pile 3. Even though it is about blocks, manifesting, blocks to manifesting your future spouse, the reading is primarily about you. Okay, so the High Priestess is wanting to come out. All right, let's get 4 more cards for pile 3, please. How has pile 3 been experiencing this block in their life? The 3 of Coins, which is the 3 of Pentacles in traditional tarot. Woo. All right, we have 3 of Swords, 6 of Wands, and then we've got the 2 of Coins in reverse. All right, so let's get these fixed up here. Really feeling like, yeah, the knowledge that you're seeking, like you're in constant seeking mode. Things feel really out of balance and unstable. And this is across the board. It's finances, communication with other people, motivation, inspiration, creativity, all of it has been affected. And mostly because what you're seeking is, whether you know it or not, pile 3, what it is you're seeking is you're seeking connection with yourself. Whether you're aware of that or not, that's what you're wanting. It's like your soul is trying to find its way back home, and because you haven't been aware of that's what you've been wanting, you've been seeking outside of yourself for that. So it's like you're looking for the keys to your home everywhere outside of yourself except where it really is, and it's like you're there. It's just you've been asleep to it or unaware of it all this time. Like, you know, you're wanting to feel like you're a part of something. And it's causing, you know, and because you're seeking for this outside of yourself, you've been maybe attaching yourself to people or relationships, to endeavors, you know, to paths and stuff like that, that really weren't meant for you. And because you've been cut off to this, you know, this inner voice, your higher self, you hadn't really been able to catch the messages, or, you know, you weren't able to get the memo, basically. Yeah, I really feel like you're really just wanting to be part of something great. And I think that actually is, like, that is you connecting to part of your soul mission. Like, the reason why you're here is really because you are supposed to connect to something great. Yeah, your future spouse, like the 2 of you coming together. It's just, whether you create something on a global level or it's just, you know, the connection that when you and your future spouse come together, it's really going to be something magnificent. That's what you're hoping, that's what you're looking for. You're wanting to be a part of something great, something magnificent, something life-changing, something. And some of you really do want to be a part of something that's going to change life on a global level. And for some of you, that is part of your path here, and your future spouse is going to be a part of that. Okay? What needs to happen is to let go of the excess, like whatever excess you're in. If it's food, if it's usually, like, you know, we would say of the, you know, connections with the opposite sex. How would we say that for, you know, in the universal language? I guess maybe just, I don't know, dating, sex, plugging in. But anyway, yeah, it's just being able to detach from those, that excessive behavior, whatever that is. If you're working too much, having too much sex, which I know it's like, how can you have too much of that if it's with the right person, right? If you're doing something that is leaving you feeling drained, that you have a feeling that it's not good for you, we'll put it that way, because, you know, I mean, if you do anything in moderation, it's okay. And if it's not going against who you are authentically, that's okay as well. I don't take stands against any kind of a lifestyle as long as it's congruent with who you know you are. You know, that's fine. Just make sure that what you are plugging into, whether it's a business, a person, a relationship, a lifestyle, a path, an endeavor, make sure that it is in alignment with who you are authentically, okay? And you're gonna know what that is as soon as you know, kind of pull your energy back from some of these excesses and focus it back in on yourself, and really opening that channel back to yourself, and really getting connected and listening to yourself, your intuition, and your higher self. Even the universe, if that's, you know, if you believe in God or source, you know, I say the universe. I believe the universe itself is a conscious being. Well, that'll be for a whole different thing anyway. But getting, you know, really getting in touch with you, okay, in all your many forms. Okay, next what we're going to look at is what you can do to kind of help heal and, you know, get over this block. Here we have snake. Turn that off. We got snake, pile 3. Cards keep wanting to jump, and then they just go right back in. Pile 3. All right. Home. Whoop. Then we have the owl. Okay. I hope you could see those. All right. So watch out for deception. And I feel like this is like egoic deception. I don't feel like this deception lies in anybody or anything outside of yourself. It's mainly a thought process, a program, some kind of patterning that is messing things up at home, as it were, not your physical home, but I was talking about coming back home to yourself, okay? That's what these excesses are. It's like you're looking for home outside of yourself, but you are your home. That's what, you know, that's what you're meant to learn right now. And this is actually a really big, like, once you heal this part, pile 3, oh gosh, I really feel like this is the root of many karmic blocks if you have them. It's like if you take care of this root karmic block, it's going to automatically just kind of like the dominoes are going to start falling in a good way. And removing this snake, so there's a pattern, when I think of the egoic mind, it's almost like there's a virus in the programming, or the program itself is the virus. If you get rid of that virus, it's going to automatically put things right again. Remove the virus, and your connection to the infinite wisdom that you are is going to be restored instantly. Like this program, this toxic program, this thought pattern, this belief structure is really effing things up. And if you can pinpoint what that is, and this is really the root of all these excesses. So there's some kind of a program, a thought program. It could be something like, I'm not good enough, I'm worthless, I'm trash, I don't know where I am, I don't know who I am, something like that. Something, though, is blocking the connection to yourself. What's coming up for you, pile 3, when you think about what that might be? And that might be something that you're going to have to really meditate on, because it's a specific program. And when I said a few of those things, it may have resonated very deeply for you, and you may know that that's what it is. Once you unravel that and undo that programming, like I said, it's just going to be like a domino effect. And you're going to feel so free once that's taken care of. All right, so what else can pile 3 do in order to align themselves with their future spouse? Pile 3, please. 3 cards. Whoa. Nope, that's too many. All right, we have, oh, we got 3 cards that came out. Awesome. First, we have Canary Spirit. Let's see if you can see that. We've got Canary Spirit, sing your own song. Stag Spirit, take the lead. And we also have Mouse Spirit, tend to the small things. Oh, wow. So we have the snake and the mouse. There's a message there. I'm going to have to figure out what that is. Huh. There may be some, what you consider to be small things about you that are insignificant, that this programming is attacking. Hold on, let me see something. Yes, the 6 of Wands. All right, so you have some victories, and you have some skills, and you have some talent, but this snake is really kind of like attacking those things, making you believe that they're small and insignificant. Okay? So you're being guided to tend to those things that you believe are small and insignificant, because in the grand scheme of things for you, that they're not. And actually, those are going to help kind of like reroute you back to who you really are. I get a feeling like you really, maybe these things that are small and insignificant to you, they might be kind of quirky. Like singing your own song, it's like you're breaking the mold on something. You're going against the current. You're not quite like everyone else. And maybe part of that is you seeking outside of yourself to try to fit in and conform. And it's like, no, don't do that. You were here, you know, your soul is, you are the way that you are for a reason. And you're supposed to lead with that, right? And all your quirkiness and all what you think is weird, it's not weird, it's just being unique. There's, you know, being normal can be boring, and it could very well be that your future spouse, that's what attracts them to you, is your uniqueness, because you and all your uniqueness, obviously there's not going to be anybody in the world like you. You know, sing your song, even if, you know, you can't sing worth a crap. It's like, no, just, you know, because it's going to be music to their ears, your future spouse's ears. Now, I'm not saying literally like sing your own song, but that could be, you know, express yourself, you know, in whatever form. I mean, if that means, you know, if you're a painter or you like pottery or you like to dance, even if you do like to sing or write or whatever that is, and you feel like, when I do it, it just feels so weird, and other people tell me that I'm weird, and it's just like, that's because the wrong ears are hearing it. There is a whole group and pocket of people out there that when they hear this song, it's like, where have you been all my life? A very beautiful message, pile 3, because that could very well be why you are in all this excess, because you, like, your authentic self, like behind the mask and behind, you know, wanting to fit in and stuff like that, you not being able to live authentically, and like, it's like you feel like, if I live authentically, if I express myself authentically, I'm not going to be accepted, I'm not going to fit in, people are going to reject me. But the thing is you're never meant to fit in, and there's a whole like subset of people out there, hundreds of thousands of them, that are just like you. Maybe not just like you, but they're your people, they're your tribe, and they're going to look at your authentic self and be like, oh my God, where have you been? Like, you know, I mean, in the, you know, it's like, oh gosh, I'm getting excited because I feel the energy of what that's going to be like when you finally show up as you really are, and all of a sudden, you're finally being recognized, you're finally getting the acclamation that you've always wanted. It's like you always wanted to be a part of something big, and you may be a part of something big, but it doesn't feel authentic because you're not showing up authentically. And that's why you keep toiling and looking and seeking, because you're not showing up authentically. And when you do, and you lead with you lead with your authentic self, and you start singing your own quirky song, and you start, you know, highlighting the small things about yourself that you thought were insignificant, that's when everything is going to unlock, okay? Let's see, how much time do we have left? Oh, we got some time, so I'm going to go ahead and pull some messages. Let's see what messages your future spouse has for you. Oh, wow. Okay, so we got Coffin, which says, endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. And then here we have date, meeting someone new, dating, get back out there, plan, set a date. So your futures, in order to meet your future spouse, if you've been dragging your feet on dating, or you're like, no, I don't want to date, I just want to take a break, the universe is telling you, go ahead and get back out there. Start, you know, meeting people. Do what they call circular dating or quantum dating, where you just, you know, you date a whole bunch of people. That doesn't mean you have to have sex with all of them, but, you know, it's almost like you use these dates to help work through your triggers, okay? And then we've got palm tree, stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, flexibility. This feels like your future spouse. Your future spouse feels very, very strong, very sturdy, very stable, and like a palm tree, it's kind of, what's that word? It's it feels very contradictory, but to be stable and sturdy and everything, but to still also be flexible. But like the palm tree, like, yeah, that's your, and actually, pile 3, for some of you, this may be kind of like a sign for you. Like when you see palm trees, like whether they're you know, in cartoon, or, you know, you just see them drawn or whatever, it's like this, that is supposed to remind you of your future spouse. Okay, let's get a couple more messages. Yeah, your future spouse is letting you know. They're not going to go anywhere. Like, no matter what happens in your connection, no matter how bad the storms may blow, they're going to be very deeply rooted, very stable, very flexible. I mean, it would take basically an apocalypse for them to go anywhere. We've got the sword and the rose. Okay, so we've got clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, honor, protection, and power. Let me get these laid out where I can kind of get a running theme here. You got love call, so someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. And then mirror, mirroring each other's self-image. Relationships reflect our wounds and introspection. So they are very much going to be, when you meet them, it's almost going to be like your energies are going to very much reflect each other. And you're going to feel at home in their presence. And there may be something, pile 3, that you are going to have to put an end to in order for your future spouse to feel at home in your energy. Because while your future spouse is very stable, they don't tolerate any bullshit. Oh my gosh, look what just flipped out as I was talking. Twin flames. So for those of you that do believe in twin flames or divine counterparts, soulmates and stuff like that, that's what your future spouse is. They're your twin flame. And I also feel like their higher self, if you don't, yeah, and see what else came out. Abundance. Keep a positive mindset. Manifest exactly what you want. Gratitude and bliss. Oh my gosh. Your future spouse has a lot. Look at this clock. It says need time, takes time, and time cycles time to heal. Progress. So it's almost like the clock is ticking. I feel like they're going to be manifesting in your life really soon, but you have to make sure that you get that excess under control. Okay. All right, pile 3, those were your messages. I hope that they, brought you value. I hope that they brought you some entertainment. I hope they brought you some closure if you were looking for that. If you did gain any value from this, please do me a favor and smash that like button for me. And if you feel led to do so, definitely comment, subscribe, and share. And, I honor your guys' feedback and your support so much, so much. And I am definitely looking forward to reading again for you very soon. Thank you so much, pile 3. Take care. Hi, pile 4. If you chose the Mookaite skull, this is your reading. And what we're going to be looking at are the karmic blocks to manifesting your future spouse. Okay, so karmic blocks they're energetic. You can think of them as spiritual if you want to. To me, they're pretty much one and the same. And a karmic block can originate either in a past life or current life, okay? And karmic blocks are, to me, they're very, very deep soul level stuff, okay? So anytime we're dealing with a karmic block, when that karmic block is removed or healed or removed or whatever, this is deep soul level healing stuff. Okay, that's why I love doing these kinds of readings, because it's not just information, it's healing on a very deep soul level. Okay, so even though this reading is specifically regarding a karmic block that is creating obstacles to meeting your future spouse, this reading is going to be primarily about you. Some information may come through about your future spouse. We'll definitely see about getting some messages from your future spouse. And also, because karmic blocks are energetic, Often what I find is a karmic block, especially because I find out what the major block is. A karmic block often branches off to affect and have negative influences on multiple areas of your life, not just affecting the ability to manifest a future spouse. It can also affect your ability to manifest in other areas of life as well. Okay, so this is definitely a very spiritual, a very healing, very soul level healing card pull. Okay, pick a card. All right, so let's look at the energy or the karmic block that is doing the most damaging influence on connecting with your future spouse. And here we have what's called an idea allergy. Okay, don't pay attention to this word down here. It's for something different. So an idea allergy is basically like a negative reaction to an idea or a concept. And it may very well be, since this reading is about a future spouse, there may be a subconscious resistance to a connection like that. So what's coming up as I'm talking is there may be a subconscious resistance to being in a committed relationship like that because of a false, not false, like negative examples that you may have grown up with that kind of that your subconscious is really working against. Okay, this reading hopefully will give me more, kind of help me zero in on the exact wording of this idea allergy. Because usually it's an exact wording. It's kind of like a program, okay, that is in your subconscious mind, maybe even unconscious mind, where we're going to have to do some deep digging to get it out into the light of your conscious mind, where it can be healed, okay, where it can be dissolved and healed and overcome and all that good stuff. All right, so what we're going to do is look at any kind of what healing energy the universe is wanting to bring forth for you as you work through this. What energy does we got protection, and that's black tourmaline, which is really good for psychic protection too. Oh, and then we also have prosperity, green garnet. Oh, yummy. All right, so there may be something about like a subconscious or an unconscious belief or a feeling that you'll never really be, like your heart will never really be safe in marriage-like relationships, okay? And maybe that's because you grew, like the examples that you grew up with gave you that impression. But so prosperity is more than just, even though it's like when I see the green, I'm like money, 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 money. Green is also the color of the heart chakra. And so we're seeing here, like it's like both protection and prosperity in matters of the heart. But like I said, a karmic block can affect many areas of life. And so this is definitely matters of the heart, but prosperity and financial areas as well. Okay, so very, very awesome energies coming through on that. So now what we're going to look at is how, like what this idea allergy, how it's been manifesting in your life. Like how have you been experiencing the result of this idea allergy in your life? Pile 4. Talk to me, pile 4. get like 5 cards, please. Here we've got the 10 of Wands. Then we have the Hermit. We also have, let's see, the Knight of Swords in reverse. You know what's coming up already, pile 4? It's like you don't want to be alone in a relationship. Maybe that's kind of like what you grew up to see. We got the Ace of Wands in reverse. You don't want to feel overburdened, overwhelmed. You don't want to have to carry the weight of the relationship or the marriage or whatever all on your own. Then we also have the 4 of Swords. All right, so we've got the 10 of Wands, the Hermit, the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and then we have the 4 of Swords. There is really okay, so obviously there's a part of you that wants a future spouse. Like you want the happily ever after, you want the fairy tale. You want that beautiful, loving connection. It's like you want the other half of your soul. But then there's a very, very, very deeply embedded part of you that is rejecting it and resisting it because there's kind of like this imprint, this blueprint of what you believe it's going to turn out to be, or kind of like a blueprint of what you believe marriages or long-term relationships to be. And it's like they're, you know, they're burdened, they're overbearing, they're passionless. There's something to want to run away from, and something that's going to possibly drain you and cause you to need, like, you know, a vacation from and stuff like that. It's almost like a loss of freedom. There really is that feeling too, like I don't want to be alone in this relationship. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be the one left to do everything. I don't want to have to be the one to carry the burdens and the responsibility all by myself. And that's one of your fears. It's like the greatest fear that you have, is that you're going to get into a marriage or a relationship with someone and then you're going to feel alone more than ever. It's like, how is that even possible? I feel more alone in this relationship than I did when I didn't have one. And so it's almost like you actually, like the idea of getting married, you almost have an allergy to it. So like energetically, it's like you're rejecting it. So I think the idea allergy itself is the idea of a committed relationship or a marital relationship or something like that. And that's really just it's deeply embedded programming. It's a self-limitation, because that's, you know, obviously if you can find any example where there is a relationship where there's a mutual respect for each other, there's mutual support for each other, there's love, there's faithfulness. I mean, there are examples of marriages like that. And if one person can have it, you can have it. And there's more than just one loving marital relationship out there like that. So you know that you can have it. So basically it's just working through the subconscious programming that all marriages result in heartache, feeling alone, loneliness, having to carry the full brunt of the responsibility on your back, you know, that it's going to end up passionless and all that stuff. That's negative. That's a negative belief set about those kinds of relationships. Okay. So now what we're going to look at is what advice is there for you. Here we have the park, okay, or the garden. Pretty. As far as advice for you to be able to overcome this karmic block. We also have the Cross, which is more Ten of Swords or Ten of Wands energy. And then, yeah, 41 is the Wishing Well. You literally can have whatever you want, like whatever blueprint of a marriage that you want to create consciously, you can have that. But you need to stop believing that marriage is a burden, or having those kinds of relationships and that life with somebody is a burden, and realize that your life can feel like a party. It can feel, and think about, or maybe not even a part, think of a celebration. Think about it like that, because sometimes parties can have negative connotations for people that don't really like, you know, parties can get out of control, but think of celebrations. We'll say it like that. A marriage can be a celebration of life in a good way, or a celebration of love, right? And that's what you can have. You can have a union with someone where almost every day feels like a celebration of love and of life. You can have that, okay? That's the idea that you want to implant. Okay, that's the idea in the programming that you want to have, because that's what's going to, you know, that's the signal, and that's the energy that's going to be put forth out into the universe, and that's what's going to be attracted to you, not just in the area of your, you know, attracting your future spouse, but in every area of life. Like, could you imagine if you were able to attract friendships where, you know, every time you're out with them, it feels like a celebration, or you attract the kind of work where every time you're working, it feels like a celebration. I mean, oh my gosh. I think pile 4, I'm going to adopt that for myself, that way of thinking and feeling. I'm going to adopt that programming for myself, because that actually sounds really, really wonderful. I want that for myself too, pile 4. So I claim that for myself. All right. So just believe that marriage, or, you know, that kind of a commitment can actually feel like a celebration of life and of love. All right. So next, what I'm doing is I'm going to be pulling more advice on how you can align yourself more with your future spouse. So we've got the Squirrel Spirit, believe in yourself. As opposed to, you know, believe in yourself as opposed to what was shown to you, or what was imprinted upon you in your, you know, in your life as far as marriage goes. And then we got the Nightingale Spirit, love is all around. Yes, I was just saying that. Like, love is going to be like a celebration, and that's how you can feel when you're in union with your future spouse. You can feel like that all the time, like, even when you're apart from them, like if the two of you, like, you know, you're going off and you're having a day with your friends, or, you know, your future spouse is having a day with their friends, you can still feel their love for you all around. All right, let's get one more. One more for pile 4, please. Hummingbird, be here now. Like, be in the present moment. All right, let me get these situated. So we have the Squirrel Spirit, the Nightingale Spirit, and then we've got the Hummingbird. And so, like, whatever it is you're wanting to feel when you're in union with your future spouse, you need to start kind of cultivating that mindset and that emotional state and way of being right now. So how are you, pile 4, how are you wanting to feel? What are you wanting to feel when you're in the presence of your future spouse? Are you wanting to feel safe? Are you wanting to feel connected? Are you wanting to feel whole, completed? Are you wanting to feel, you know, loved? Because those are the feelings that you're going to want to start feeling right now, because that's exactly how you're going to be able to attract this person into your life, okay? And if you have a hard time being too much up in your head, the fastest way that you can, like, bring yourself back into the present moment is by shutting your eyes and then taking, you know, a few deep breaths, because that will instantly take you out of your mind and into your body and into the present moment. Okay, and just really start, you know, as far as like love is all around, just start looking at everything in your life that you have to be thankful for in this present moment. Okay, and then believe in yourself and in the that you can break, you know, familial, what we would call curses or generational curses. Like if you look in your genealogy and you see nothing but broken marriages, you know, if all you you know, your ancestors, they've had, you know, marriages that broke up from infidelity or anything like that, like you have to believe that you have the power to break that that generational curse in your family. Like it stops with you, right? You know, if you're thinking that people in your position always got cheated on, or they got left, or, you know, they were left behind with all of the debts and the kids and stuff like that, like this is a real damaging belief system that is really going to keep you from being able to manifest this person in your life, because your belief that that's how everyone is, that's exactly what you're going to attract in, and you're not going to attract your future spouse because that's not who they are. Your future spouse is going to be somebody who is going to support you, and they're going to share in their responsibilities, and they're going to, you know, want to do life with you. And they're not going to want to like cut you down or make you feel less than or anything like that. And, you know, I mean, they're going to want to come together with you to make sure that the two of you are able to keep passion in the relationship, so that that fire, you know, it never really dies, right? Because relationships and marriages are going to go through ups and downs. That's just kind of the natural way of things. But when you have two people who are working together to keep that love alive, it never truly dies. It might just kind of, the flame may come down a little bit, you know, for a time, and then boom, it'll go back up again, right? And that's what you're going to be attracting. You're going to be attracting someone into your life who's going to take this relationship or this marriage with you very, very seriously. And they're going to want to make sure that this love, that it never dies. And they're going to make sure that they don't do anything that's going to destroy the trust and the feelings of safety that you have with them, okay? Let's see where we're at as far as time goes. Oh, we got some time left. So let's go ahead and look at some messages from your future spouse, okay? All right, what messages do you have for your, oh, look, it says wedding ring. So for those of you that want to get married, that's what's going to happen. But of course, this is a future spouse reading. So it says union, wedding, married, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. This is confirmation for you that, you know, this connection is not going to be like the ones that you have witnessed in other people's lives, okay? This is going to be the one that everybody looks at and they're going to be like, oh, that it's possible. That kind of love and that kind of marriage and that kind of relationship is real. They do exist, right? All right. Your future spouse is letting you know they're out there. That love does exist, and they're going to bring it to you. You guys are going to create it together. All right, let's get some more. Ooh. Here we have the Grim Reaper. The relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform your life. Okay, so this may be in connection to maybe a relationship that you're trying to get over. But also what I'm hearing is like the Grim Reaper, like I can literally see like his Sith cutting through the programming that is keeping this manifestation from happening. Like you need to get over that picture in your head of what you believe marriage to be, because that's what others have shown you marriage was, just by example. Like, no, that's, you know, that's toxic relationships. That's, you know, and that's not what you're going to have. You're going to have one that's full of passion. Oh, I love, okay. So we got passion, insane chemistry, like each other equally, and having fun. So there is very much a balance. Like, the give and take in this relationship is going to be so beautiful. Like, it's going to be very balanced. We have paradise, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. I mean, it is this, you're going to feel so at home in this person and with their energy. It says camera, reminiscing, keepsake, perception. What I'm picking up from this, though, is like, you guys are going to be doing so much, having so much fun and doing so many things, fun things together. Like, so many memory making opportunities are going to be had between the two of you. And then here we have the butterfly, relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child and growth. Yes. So this, your future spouse really coming into your life is really going to kind of like help. Like, you don't have to be truly 100% healed for this relationship, for your future spouse to manifest into your life. They're actually going to come in and really, like, you may have already sprouted your wings by the time that you've met them, and if that is so, it's like they're going to come in and really just kind of help amp up the shade and the color in your wings and in your life. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, pile 4, I'm claiming this reading for myself because it is just beautiful. Like, when your future spouse comes in, it's going to be like nothing you've ever, like I said, your relationship and your marriage is really going to be the one that others look up to and be like, oh man, like, marriages like that do exist. You know, you're going to be the ones that everyone look up to. I don't want to say that people are going to envy you, but I honestly think that some people are. Some people might even be jealous. It's like, how how did you get out? How did you find the one? And then, you know what, you can maybe teach them how to, you know, heal those karmic blocks in themselves or something. I don't know, but I'm excited for you, pile 4. I can't wait for you to be able to you know, comment that you finally met this person and you know, you're living the life that you've always dreamed of. I'm so excited for you. Okay, pile 4, that was your reading. I'm super excited for you. I hope that this brought you some kind of, you know, some value, some entertainment, something to look forward to. Definitely, if you needed some closure, I hope that provided some for you too. If you enjoyed this reading, do me a favor and smash that like button. And definitely share, subscribe, and comment if you feel led to do so. I highly value and honor your support and your feedback as well. So I look forward to reading again for you very soon, pile 4. Take care.